Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a very long time since it's been a long time since my last video that I did, and in general, and a long time since my last actual reaction or gaming video or anything like that. And I wanted to make a video and talk about the reason why for the past 2 years I haven't really been able to do any videos. And I wanted to be completely open about it and lay it all out there for you guys. Basically, 2020 and 2021 caused my mental health to deteriorate incredibly fast. 2020 and 2021 destroyed my mental and emotional stability. It turned them into complete trash. It just completely this was like 2019, here's 2020. Boom! That was my mental and emotional stability. So basically, to sum it up, right at the start of the pandemic, where I work in a grocery store, things got incredibly stupid incredibly fast. Okay, first off, right at the start of the pandemic, people started panic buying. Everybody remembers whenever people started buying up tons of toilet paper and whatnot. Now, I'm all for prepping, I'm totally for it, but the thing was, the media was completely egging it on. It was milking that cow dry of all of its milk. It was causing people to just completely buy out everything. It was basically someone was in line at the cash register to get 2 rolls of toilet paper because they were on sale. Someone from any news media basically was there and saw it and was like, "Oh no, you're buying two! The world's coming to an end!" Dude, it's on sale. If the world's coming to an end, I must tell everybody. It's on sale. The world is ending, everybody. That was pretty much what happened. And before 2020, the store where I work at, we were at a point where, on average, 1,200-piece truck. That was on average. You ordered it, it came in. Since the pandemic started, on average, the orders have been 1,500 to over 2,000. I have never, since the pandemic started, since 2020, I have never seen an order under 1,500. And 2020 was hectic because suddenly, before the pandemic, we were going in at 10, getting done by 5:36 a.m. Once the pandemic started, it was 8:30, 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. We were getting out of there. Before the pandemic, the store could open and you might see 1 or 2 customers. Once the pandemic started and people started panic buying, you would see 6 or 7 people in one aisle. The doors would open, there would be 12 people already lined up outside, ready to come inside. It got so bad, I swore to myself that if anybody from any news outlets showed up in the store where I worked, you never see them or hear from them again. I said I was going to make them disappear. I was going to pull a magic act and I was going to make them disappear. So 2020 started becoming extremely stressful because of work, and I was just so tired from work. Right at the start of 2020, in January, February, I wanted to start doing gaming videos, and add gaming to my channel and let that exist alongside of reactions. That didn't happen. That didn't happen because once the pandemic started, I was so busy with work and tired from work, I didn't have the energy to do regular reactions. I didn't have the energy to do it. And so I started doing gaming on my channel to introduce that to my channel, but also to try to keep my channel afloat because I was no longer at the helm. And so basically I was just reaching over, grabbing the wheel, and just like, okay, and then just letting it coast. That was pretty much it. And my channel started as a result of me starting doing only gaming. My channel started having a sudden drop. And it's kind of funny because, in a sense, my channel's drop was basically like it mirrored how my mental and emotional health also dropped in 2020. Both dropped, boom, like that. And as a result, my channel has been in a my channel basically since 2020 has been on life support, and I've been trying, I've been wanting to revive it, but it's still alive. It's just on life support, and so it's not dead. It's just on life support, and, and so then in June, my dad also started suffering from panic attacks, from anxiety attacks. And the thing was, 2020 was my dad's first year of retirement. My dad retired in December of 2019. Boom, 2020 hits, it's his first year retired, and the pandemic starts. Not a fun way to start your retirement. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I feel bad for my dad because, he worked all those years for over 35 years, and then boom, suddenly his retirement hits, and suddenly the pandemic. I would not wish that on anybody. And then my dad started suffering from anxiety attacks in June, and my dad ended up having to go to the hospital 4 times in 2 months, 3 times in 1 month via ambulance, because we didn't know what was going on. My dad would just start saying that he cannot breathe, he wasn't getting enough oxygen. And whenever your 70-year-old father starts saying he can't breathe, that's not anything to take lightly. It turns out my dad had an allergic reaction, or it was a side effect of the cholesterol medication that he was taking. So, but it took a while to figure it out because we just thought, the first time went to the hospital, they checked him, nothing was wrong. Thank God for that. But still, we wondered, why did he suddenly start saying he cannot breathe? What was wrong? What did he overexert himself? What was he doing at that time to cause that to happen? So it took quite a while for us before we could figure out that it was the cholesterol medicine. Uh, Probably that was in June. I'd say around the end of July is whenever we found out that it was the cholesterol medicine. Um, and or about mid or late July. And so by then we found out that it was the cholesterol medicine, and unfortunately it would take 3 months. Once he stopped using it, it would take 3 months for it to work its way out of his system. Then, for the next 3 months after that, after he stopped taking it, then my dad still had anxiety attacks. Luckily, thankfully, not as much, but he still had anxiety attacks. He would have maybe, you know, uh, maybe one a week, and it was kind of it was very stressful because you were concerned because you didn't if he's whenever your 70-year-old father does say that he isn't getting enough oxygen, you can't just assume, oh, it's an anxiety attack, he's fine. No, because in the back of your mind you are thinking, what if it's not an anxiety attack? So for the next 3 months I had to worry about my dad until we knew that that was out of his system. And on top of that, my channel, so my dad, I had to, I was worried about my dad. On top of that, I was also worried about trying to make sure I didn't carry any virus or anything in on my dad, because my dad also has COPD, black lung, and rock dust. And so I can't give my dad anything because I don't know what his system could handle. And so I was trying to take as many precautions as I could to try to make sure that I didn't carry anything in on my dad, that I didn't give my dad anything. And so yeah, I started wearing vinyl gloves, latex, vinyl gloves at work, so that any cuts or anything, I wouldn't have to worry about that. And on top of wearing a mask, and for probably a month, I was also wearing a face shield. And I would go to church, I would have the face shield on, I would have the mask, and I would also have this neck sleeve or whatever it was called that I wore up over my ears to try to protect that, because I was trying to make sure that I didn't carry anything in on my dad. And I was also older people that I went to church with, that, elderly people, that I didn't want to carry anything on them because where I worked in the grocery store, thankfully it's at night, still, where people would come in at 6 or 7 a.m. and we would still be there. I didn't want to risk carrying anything in on the elderly people at church. So I was stressed over that as well, trying to make sure I didn't give anybody anything, and I didn't get anything. And so that was adding to the stress completely. And then there was also the stress over seeing my channel and go on basically life support because I was also getting stressed and starting to suffer from anxiety because I wasn't able to, because of work, I didn't have the physical or the mental or emotional energy to talk to people like I wanted to. And so people on here on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, I didn't have a chance to get to talk to them like I wanted to. I started getting extremely stressed over that, suffered from anxiety over that, and so it was a constant loop. I didn't have the energy to do the stuff that I wanted to do. I wanted to do it. Lord knows I did. I wanted to do it. I wanted to get to do videos like normal. I wanted to get to talk to people that I've talked to before, but there were another issue was constant schedule changes. It was to a point that I couldn't really enjoy a day off because I was expecting them to suddenly change the schedule. I mean, there was one point I remember specifically. The schedule literally looked like someone had made a football play on it, and I don't even like football, but it looked like someone had played tic tac toe. There was crossouts, lines. It looked like someone had just walked up to it and went, and suddenly, boom. I mean, it was just so stupid. It was just so ridiculous. There was schedule changes left and right, and you couldn't enjoy a day off because you didn't know what was going to happen on that day. And then on top of that, like I said, I was stressed over my channel, stressed over constant schedule changes, stressed over my dad, stressed over the pandemic going around, and also something else. Uh, Whenever September rolled around, the whole election thing, and that's whenever the stupid really started to make itself known. Because, and I'm not getting into a political thing here. I'm not saying anything political sides. It's just, suddenly there were a bunch of stuff that was started really making itself known. That in not just in politics, but in just different views in society as well. That was just really stupid. Suddenly people and once 2020 hit 2021, suddenly you had a bunch of stupid stuff that people just hasn't that just makes no sense whatsoever. Why people would even care about this sort of thing, why it would suddenly be a problem. Basically, suddenly all the stuff that I grew up with that was right is now wrong, and then all the stuff that was wrong is now right. That's just basically what it was. Suddenly people wanted to cancel Miss Piggy because, oh, Miss Piggy and Kermit have an unhealthy relationship. Suddenly people wanted to cancel Pepe Le Pew because because harassment against women. And it's just like, I'm sorry. When did people go? At one point, I thought the dumbest thing that people could do was smoke bath salts and eat Tide Pods. Nope, nope, that was mediocre compared to how much more stupid people were going to get. And 2020, and it reached a point to, like I said, 20 at the end, about December of 2020, I told myself, enjoy this Christmas because you probably won't be around. You won't be around December of 2021. I honestly didn't think that I would be here come summer of 2021. Basically, yeah, my mind reached a very, very dark place of not the stress of not being able to be me, of not being able to do the things had been that I had been used to doing, that I had gotten used to doing. Suddenly I was in a position where I wasn't able to do any of that. I was just tired from work, and then the stress of not being able to do the stuff that I wanted to do was giving me anxiety. I already had anxiety, and so then I would get anxiety, and then it seemed like, you get anxiety because because you weren't able to do the stuff you wanted to do, and not being able to do videos. I mean, I was just stressed and just depressed over not being able to do me, to be able to be me. Um, Not being able to do videos like I had been used to doing for several years, not being able to chat with people here on YouTube, on Discord, Twitter, and Facebook, the people that I had gotten to know um, before 2019 and during 2019, um, not being able to do videos and not being able to communicate with people like I wanted to, the people that I had come to know, it was really getting to me. I missed being able to do all of that. I missed being able to do videos. I missed being able to talk to people. And I wanted to get back into it. I wanted to get back into that normalcy, that sense of normalcy. I wanted to do videos again. I wanted to be able to talk to the people that I had come to know again. And I didn't want anyone to think that I was blowing them off or that I didn't care. And I was afraid that I was suffering from anxiety because I was um, afraid that I was hurting those that I had come to know, those that I communicated with here on YouTube and Discord and Twitter and Facebook. I was afraid that I was hurting them, and that was giving me anxiety. And um, I was angry at myself because I didn't have the energy to respond to people like I wanted to be able to do the videos that I wanted to be able to talk to people. I was angry at myself, and I was angry at just, the world, and I was just stressed over all of that, and I didn't want people to think that I was blowing them off or that I didn't care about them. I couldn't begin to tell you how many times that I thought about everybody, and how many times I thought about you guys. And so I wanted to be me again. I wanted to do the stuff that I was used to doing again, doing videos, talking to you guys, and just being who I was back in 2019 and before. And I missed all of that. All I can say is it was the grace of God that has kept me here. Because that's all I can say. And so 2021 begins, and once again, stupid, you have hypocrisy left and right. And honestly, 2020 hasn't been any better. Um, you know, and thankfully my dad, he's over the anxiety attacks and such, so now I don't have to worry about that. However, there have been constant stuff that has continued to stress me out since then that wasn't an issue before. Um, and it's kind of been an ongoing thing. First off, work has just been completely stupid. Um, and it's just, again, the schedule changes, and then they've introduced new systems. They've changed things that did not need to be changed, and they focused on the stuff that needs to be left alone, and they've ignored the stuff that needs to be changed. That's, to sum it up briefly. um, they'll change something, and you won't have time to adapt to that before they introduce something new that they want to try to do to help increase productivity. And they suddenly want to try to increase how much that we can get done within by 7 a.m. whenever the store opens, because suddenly the thing is, there's big orders that comes in, and I'm the one who usually always gets the short end of the stick because the shift manager deliberately put me into two aisles that always has a crap ton of stuff in it. And he believes in every man for himself. He doesn't believe in helping anybody out. He deliberately fed us a bunch of crap. That's what one of the assistant managers said. The assistant manager told us. He didn't say that. So basically, the shift manager is their little golden boy. He can say and do whatever he wants. Nobody says anything to it. The shift, we've told management about what he does, but they won't say or do anything about it. Like I said, they will focus on the stuff that doesn't need to be changed, that needs to be left alone, but they'll ignore the stuff that needs to be changed. And so, stress from work, work-wise, in the 10 years that I've been there, I have suffered. There have been more times and through 2020 and 2021 that I've wanted to just walk out that door and never come back. And I've had more work-related stress in the past 2 years than I have the whole 10 years combined. I have actually suffered from, I know of 3 anxiety, stress-related anxiety or panic attacks at work. Not just that, but constantly being berated and belittled at work. I have no confidence in myself now. As a result of where I work and the atmosphere, I have no confidence in myself. And so all of that combined with, not being able to do videos on my channel like I normally would, which was a major hobby of mine, a passion of mine, and not being able to do videos on that, it's really began to cause and then the stress of the stupid that we have today, it really started causing my mental health to decline. And basically it's sort of an ongoing loop. It's it's a circle. You get to, you don't have the mental energy. You suffer from, you suffer from extreme anxiety. You don't have the mental energy to do the things that you want to do. Then you get angry at yourself and feel depressed because you don't have the energy to do what you want to do. And so then it makes you depressed, and suffer from anxiety, which you already did, So it's just a constant loop. And it's not that I haven't wanted to do videos. I cannot begin to tell you, I cannot express how much that over the past 2 years I've wanted to get back into doing videos regularly like I used to, and talk to people here on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, and Facebook, but I just haven't had the mental or emotional and sometimes the physical energy to do it. You've had those situations before where you don't you don't feel like talking, you don't feel like doing anything. It's not that you don't want to, you want to, you just don't feel like doing it. And that's a result of that's what 2020 and 2021 did to me. And it made me not have the energy to do the stuff that I wanted to do. And that's, all the stuff that I wanted to do that I've done, before, prior to the pandemic, I didn't have the energy to get to do. I didn't have the energy to want to do it. It's not that I didn't want to, it's that I didn't feel like doing it. I mean, and some people don't understand that, not having the mental motivation to do the stuff that you want to do. And I cannot begin to tell you that it has nothing to do with not wanting to do it. It's that you don't feel like it. You know, it's not that you don't want to, you want to, but you don't feel like it. Then you get angry at yourself and you feel sad because you don't feel like it. And so then you feel even more sad because you don't feel like it. And so it just, again, it goes back to that loop. And so 2021 and 2020 both affected my mental health and my mental and emotional stability. And and my anxiety now, I've suffered from my anxiety. I now suffer from severe anxiety. And it's not fun. It's not fun. My anxiety affects me in different ways. For example, I can turn off a light switch, and then my mind will tell me, wait, did I turn it off all the way? Did I leave it up halfway? Go back and make sure that I turned it off completely. I can lock the door, and then I will think, wait, did I did I lock that door? And I will have to go back and check it to make sure that I did. Um, so now I will have to go back and double check things to make sure that I did it, because my mind will make me second guess whether or not that I did it the first time. Not just that, but now my mind, as a result, it started back in late 2020, and it has been escalating since. Now and right at the start, at the end of 2020, and it heavily into 2021, my mind now wants to overanalyze things and overthink things, and it wants, my mind, it's a constant tug of war. Part of me knows that my mind is like that, it's overanalyzing things, and then the other part of me is telling me, nope, it's just really that. Basically, I can, if I see somebody that I know and I say hi, and they don't say, they say hi, my mind will start analyzing how they said hi to me. My mind will tell me, oh, they didn't say hi in an upbeat way. That means they're angry at you. They don't want to talk to you. And so that's how my mind works. My mind, I can, talk to someone, and my mind will analyze how that I'm talking, what they are saying to me and how they're saying it. And then afterward, my mind will start telling me that they they don't want to talk to me, or they're angry at me, I hurt them. And that's one of the things that started really affecting my mental health as well in 2021. Right at the start of 2021. um, it really started at the end of 2020, but it started really coming full force in 2021, and it has been since. Is I've been suffering from anxiety and stress over not being able to chat with the people here on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, and Facebook like I used to, the people that I got to meet, and converse with back in 2019, and even before then, and my mind, it will tell me, and even a friend of mine, that I've known since before I started YouTube, messaging one another back and forth. They will be busy with work, and I can message them, and they'll give me a short response. I can message them a couple of times. I'll get a short response from them, and my mind will be like, "Oh, you're drifting apart. It's you. It's completely you. They don't want to talk to you. They're moving on without you." And my mind, it's a constant battle with my mind to tell myself, no, that's not it. They're just busy. And it reached a point, actually. I did message uh, a friend of mine once, and this last year, or actually right at the start of this year, and um, they told me, basically, they summed up exactly how my mental health was. They said that they said that they said that they want to respond, but they don't have, uh, they said that they don't have the energy to respond at that moment. And that basically sums up how my mind is. Like, I want to talk, I want to chat and do the stuff that I normally would do, but I just don't have the energy, the mental or emotional or physical energy to do it right then. And it's really incredible at the power the mind has over the body, because I really, really believe that a lot of the times that I feel like I don't feel up to something physically, it's really my mind making me think that. It's not that I really feel physically like I can't do it, like I feel, physically fatigued. No, I really think that it's my mind that is making me feel that way, and not my body itself. I really think that it's the mind. So it's really quite fascinating, and also kind of dangerous, the power that the mind has over the body. And that's something that I've actually been learning about over the past 2 years. And I've been sort of turning myself into a human test subject, as it were, and studying my mental health as it has been declining. And I've learned a lot about mental health over the past 2 years as a result of it, using myself as a test subject. And so, like I said, over analyzing that, and my mind, declining, my mental and emotional my mental and emotional stability declining, and like I said, overstressing, overanalyzing things that I shouldn't. Normally I wouldn't, but now my mind wants to overanalyze things and look in too deeply into stuff that people say, and it wants to, there's always this constant thing. And as a result, you know, suddenly now I worry. I'm always suffering from anxiety and worrying that I'm going to be a burden on someone. I'm going to upset somebody. I'm going to tick off somebody that I care about. I'm going to lose them. And so there's always that worry, you know, and it causes me to sink into that pit. And one really good example of this actually at what happened at work, and actually last uh, about a week ago, is one of the guys, and this is both an example of the stress of the people, one of the people that I deal with at work, but also how my mind affects me. Um, is I was at work and there was a lot of stuff that night that came in, and the assistant shift manager told me hurry up and get done because he didn't want to be there till 9 a.m. And I told him, you don't have to be. He said, I have stuff to do. I said, so do I. He said, yeah, but mine is more important. I said, no, it isn't. And so then immediately, I became extremely stressed. And I really think at that point that I started suffering from an anxiety attack, a stress related anxiety attack, because I know right after that happened, suddenly I started feeling like I wasn't getting enough oxygen myself. I started feeling like I wasn't getting enough oxygen, and I found myself breathing a little bit heavier. And I thought, I'm kind of, this is a stress related attack. That's exactly what this is. I knew what it was, and so for several minutes I had to deal with that until it faded out of my system. Um, but the thing was, I was stressed over that because I thought, I, why is it that I'm belittled? Why am I berated? Why is it that what you have to do is more important than me? Why is it that you always have more important stuff to do than me? Why is it that nothing I do is ever important? And then I was stressed because I thought, then my mind started making me feel down because then I started thinking I'm a burden on everybody. You know, I'm worthless. I'm not doing anything right. I'm not good. Um, and I'm just a burden on everybody. I'm a burden. I'm holding everybody back. Everybody's lives are more important than mine. Mine is nothing, and I'm holding everybody back. And so I was just feeling down, and then it started. Honestly, it does affect your work performance too. It's kind of strange to say, but I suffer also. I have performance anxiety, and not the bedroom kind. I, like I, because of the belittlement and, the beratement that I have, the berating that I have suffered at work, I have no confidence in myself whatsoever. So at work, suddenly at that point, I feel like I'm weighing everybody down. You know, I'm like an anchor to a ship, and I am just, I am a burden. And I tried to tell myself, I kept trying to tell myself that guy's just being a dick. That's his attitude, that's his personality. He has that mentality that, his stuff is more important than mine. That's how he is, and that's how he treats other people. And so I tried to tell myself that. And try to push that out of my mind. But because of my anxiety, then I started thinking about interactions that I've had with other people. Interact, and I thought I'm a burden on everybody. And that's just one example of the anxiety working, causing messing up here, messing with up here. And I remember one of the other coworkers came over and he started helping me later that morning, and I just very lowly told him, you realize you don't have to stay, you can go on home, right? I mean, and I know he knew, I know he paid attention to how low I said it, and I just sounded like I was tired. I wasn't physically tired, I was mentally and emotionally drained. I just didn't have the energy. I just didn't have the energy to respond in a normal way because of the anxiety and the stress of the situation. It was just affecting me, and my mind was affecting me, and I just didn't have the energy to respond. I wasn't the normal upbeat person that I normally would be, you know. I just didn't, I was just like somebody, I just pretty much a shell of myself. I just a ghost of my former self. And that was a really good example of that. And I got home, I had that day off, and I got home and I stayed in bed for quite a long time. But like even after I woke up, I stayed in bed for a while because I kept thinking about that. That kept rolling around in my mind. And I dreaded because I dreaded going back to work. I dreaded, the interactions at work the next time. I was thinking, yep, they're going to, the management's going to be getting on to me because I wasn't moving fast enough. And I was literally thinking to myself, just please just go ahead and fire me. Just please fire me, and, I just, again, the stress from that. And then I started thinking, and along with that stress, there's the anxiety of not being able to chat with the people that I've wanted to chat with. And I've had those similar thoughts to that, like, oh, you haven't been able to message them in a while. They've moved on. They've forgotten about you. People don't care about you. You deserve it. You've hurt them. You've let them down. And so, and again, trying to pull myself out of that mental funk, that deep pit that my mind sinks into at times, and trying to pull myself out of that. And so, it's been a constant ongoing thing. And on top of that, there's the stress again with politics. And 2020 really, really started it. And it's been constantly ever since. You have a bunch of overly politically charged people now, and it's extremely stressful too because of the way that the world is today. Because now, I mean, people are literally, there are people that that's all they think about is politics. They wake up in the morning and the first thing they think of is politics. There are people now that will literally hate you and turn their back on you just because you have a different political view than them, just because you voted for someone that they didn't. There are people that I have seen people literally make political references, mention a political figure or insult people politically in in comments on things that had nothing to do with politics whatsoever. If someone does something stupid or silly, suddenly someone has to make it about politics. Someone could trip and fall and someone would say, well, they voted for so and so. It's completely irrelevant, but that's how overly politically charged people are today. They want to discuss politics in every single aspect of their life. And I just want to bitch smack all of these people and say, shut your face. And then there's the stupid, there is the hypocrisy going on today. Suddenly, again, the things that I knew from whenever I was growing up that were right are suddenly wrong, and the things that were wrong are suddenly right. And the world wants to twist you and jerk you into these different ways and try to feed you all this bull crap. And, it can, for me, I'm not changing myself to satisfy the world. I'm not going to change myself to satisfy the world. I'm not going to change my views or my morals or what I look at just to make people happy. But it can be stressful at times because you're trying to push forward in a world that has become so convoluted with ever evolving views. And it's just like, you know like I said earlier, like I said, people suddenly want to cancel Miss Piggy because people wanted to cancel Miss Piggy because she and Kermit had a bad relationship. People wanted to cancel Pepe Le Pew because her harassment against women. And now people get uptight over Minnie Mouse wearing a pantsuit. That was a thing this year. And so, suddenly people are just overly like overly opinionated. Suddenly people want to, and it's ridiculous now too, because now people have this really hypocritical, biased mentality where it's where where their opinion matters and yours does not, for some reason. Um, your opinion only matters if it sides with a larger party. If you do not side with that larger party or a specific party, suddenly your opinion has no weight to it. And people who also claim, and people who also, they want validation, they claim equality, they claim that no judgment from, they don't want judgment on their opinion, but yet they're very quick to judge you on yours if your opinion does not coincide with theirs. And so you have a bunch of hypocritical, biased bitches going around, and it's just stupid because now you cannot say or do anything without offending somebody. Back in my day, people had balls, people had ovaries, people just, I grew up in a much calmer time where people were just like, eh, and now people want to cancel this and that, they want this and that changed. Suddenly, everything is just completely backward, everything is just different. And it's stressful because you're trying to push forward. I'm pushing forward. I'm not changing myself because the world says so. I'm going to keep my morals and my values and the stuff that I believe in, stuff I don't believe in, regardless of what people say. But now suddenly you're deemed wrong because you've had the same opinion since you were little. Suddenly you're considered wrong. And suddenly things that, and also equally true, suddenly things that you did not like or you felt things that you felt were right since you were little are suddenly wrong. Things you felt were wrong since you were little suddenly right. And you're like, what? Back, and here I thought the dumbest thing that people complained about, the dumbest thing that people did was eat Tide Pods and smoke bath salts. Nope. Nope. It got worse. And so now you just have a bunch of stupid and hypocrisy going around, and I loathe hypocrisy. I loathe hypocrisy with every fiber of my being. And I've dealt with hypocrisy before. I've dealt with it at work. And so, that's one of the things about that as well, is trying to push forward in this ever-changing society, and trying to push forward and keep your sense of self in a world that is trying to tell you that you need to change to be part of the world. And I got a phrase I live by: I have to live in the world, but I'm not of the world. I have to live in this world, but I'm not of this world. And so, that's just a thing. But now you can't have an opinion without someone getting upset at you over it. And regardless of which side you're on, regardless of what, you can't have an opinion without someone getting upset. And so again, that's also added to the stress as well. And so, yeah, all of that whenever the pandemic hit, all this stuff that just suddenly started, it was like a snowball effect in 2020. And growing up prior, living in a world prior to 2020, that's what I was used to. That's what all of us were used to. And then suddenly 2020 hit, and you don't have any time to mentally or emotionally or even physically prepare for what happened. Suddenly you were just thrust into it. You were just dropped. And suddenly you were just it for some people, they could adapt quickly. Others, like myself, it's been a process to adapt to the way things have been over the past 2 years. And still, I think back to the stuff that was in 2019 and before, and I think back to that, and I've had people at work tell me, yeah, things are never going back to that. And so part of me wants to believe that things can. Part of me is like, don't live on false hope. Focus on what's going on and accept that. And so again, it's a mental struggle. And so yeah, 2020 and 2021, as well as 2022, has caused my mental and emotional stability to be on a downward spiral. It's been a whirlwind of emotions and, circle jerk back and forth with different things. So yeah, it's definitely been a thing. And I wanted to do this video before I did any other videos on my channel because I wanted to explain what has been going on, and how 2020 and 2021 kind of almost broke me. But I'm still going. I'm still pushing forward, and I guess above all, that's a good thing. Is I'm still here. I'm still pushing forward. And so before I end the video, there's a few things that I want to clarify with some people. Um, First off, uh, to some very special people here on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Facebook. Um, Thank you guys for still being there. Thank you guys for still being there. I know that there are times where it's weeks or even a month or longer before we get to chat, and I want you guys to know that I still care about you. I haven't forgotten about you. I mean, I think about you guys a lot, and I want you guys to know that all the times we got to chat and the times we got to hang out back in 2019, it's forever embedded in my heart, and that will never leave. And I've never forgotten it, and I don't ever want to. And so I know that there are times whenever life gets in the way, or our emotions, mental or emotional health gets in the way, and we don't get a chat as much as I would like. But please, I hope you guys will understand, and I hope you guys will still be there as well, and understand. And like I said, I hope you guys will still be there. I'm still here, and so please forgive me. Please forgive me. Um, and um, like, I want us to always be close, and I don't ever want us to drift apart. And I cannot begin to tell you how sorry that I am that 2020 and 2021 had that effect on me. Um, and again, I'm angry that my mind became that way, and I feel sad because it became that way, and I'm ashamed that it became that way. But I know I'm not the only one, and I'm aware of how 2020 and 21, 2020, 2021, and 2022 has affected me. I'm aware of it. And so I'm gradually picking up the pieces from how those years broke me. I'm gradually picking up the pieces. And so I hope you guys will understand. And I know I'm not the only one in this. I know I'm not the only one. Um, and I know there are people that were affected far, far worse in 2020 and 2021. And so I'm not trying. Please do not think that I'm trying to make this all about me. I'm not, okay? I'm just sharing how it affected me. I'm sharing that with you guys so you understand, because I know that everybody has noticed the decline in videos over the past 2 years. And I want you guys to know the truth of why. And I don't want to just jump back into it. I want you guys to know why. And I want to be open about that as well, because I want you guys to know, if 2020 and 2021 affected you in a similar way, you're not the only one. I'm not exempt from that. I'm right there with you. And just know that, you know, I can't say, oh, I'm doing so much better. I'm doing so much better. I can't say that I'm doing so much better. Um, I'm doing good. And I'm not doing good with quotation marks. I'm doing good. There are good days and bad days, yes, but it's still a process. I'm still going. I'm still, moving forward. I may get stuck in a pothole at times, but I'll get out of it. I'll get out of it. And so I'm still going. And so I want you guys to know that. And also to everybody else as well. Again, certain people here on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, hope you guys will understand. And again, please know, I want you guys to know that you guys are forever here. Okay, you are forever in here, and I hope that I'm forever in your hearts as well. And just know that I haven't forgotten you guys. Never have. And those times that we got to hang out, we got to chat, that's special to me. And just know that that has also kept me going. That's also given me hope over the past 2 years. Because there have been times that I've been in a dark pit and I've thought about that. And honestly, you guys have helped me through that. And so hoping that you guys would still be there is what has helped to keep me going, you know. And so I hope you guys will still be there. And like I said, I know there's going to be times where it's going to be weeks or a month or longer before we get a chat. Just know that I'm still there. I'm still thinking of you guys, and I want to talk again. And I hope that you guys feel the same way. And I hope that we never ever drift apart, and that we're always close. And just know that, because I care about you guys, and I always, like I said, I always want us to be close. And so those moments are special to me. And so I hope you guys will understand. And I hope you guys will still be there. And to others as well, like I said, it's not, and I know some people can understand this, it's not that I haven't wanted to do that. It's not that I haven't wanted to do videos. Lord knows I have wanted. I cannot tell you how many times, how many topic videos that I've wanted to do and talk about things. How many times I've wanted to do this video. But I just didn't have the energy to do it because my mind, along with, with the anxiety, my mind would tell me that I didn't feel like doing it. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's my body actually feeling fatigued or if it's just my mind that's feeling fatigued. I'm not sure. But again, the mind has a lot of power over the body. And so, you know, it's not that you don't want to do the stuff that you're used to doing. It's not that you don't want to. You want to. It's just that your mind makes you not have the energy to do it. And so I know some of you can relate to that before. Even if you don't suffer, even if you haven't suffered from, mental health before, there are times whenever you just don't feel as much energy to talk to someone, or do something that you want to do. And it's not that you don't want to. It's just that at that moment you don't have the mental or you don't have the mental or emotional motivation or energy to do it. It's not that you're stopping. It's not that you've stopped caring about it. It's not that you don't want to do it anymore. It's not that you're losing interest. It's just that at that point you don't feel like doing it. And whenever you suffer from anxiety, that's something that affects you. That affects you. And so, yeah, I'm still dealing with the anxiety, and I'm learning how it affects me, and I'm learning about what it does, and I'm trying to gradually, little by little, trying to work with myself to convince myself otherwise. Like I said, if I walk out of a room, I turn off a light switch, my mind will tell me, go back and check it, make sure you turned it off, and then I'll tell myself, don't worry about it, you did, that's just the anxiety, that's just your mind, ignore it. I'm not sure if that will work. I'm hoping it will, but again, I wanted to do this video first and foremost to let people know what has been going on over the past 2 years, and the stuff that has been going on, work related, the stress at work, um, and dealing with stuff family wise, and dealing with the stress of the way the world is. And so, I've been wanting to, I want people to know the truth, because I didn't want to just jump back into doing videos and without any sort of explanation, because I care about you guys and I want to be honest with you guys. I don't want to, obviously there are some things that you don't need to know. Private life, there are some things you don't need to know. But whenever something like that affects my mental and emotional health, and it affects my channel, I want you guys to know the truth. And so I want you guys to know as well about the anxiety, and uh, I hope that opens some people's eyes to understanding about some of that as well. So again, I wanted to do this and let you guys know. So I've been wanting to get back into doing videos I mean, for a long, long time. But I wanted to make this video first and foremost before I did anything, because I wanted you guys to understand and know, and I hope you guys will understand. I hope you guys will understand. But I wanted you guys to know, um, I'm not better, but I'm not I'm not terrible. You know, I'm still going. I guess I'm middle ways. I guess. And again, there are days where I'm going to be, I'm going to have bad days and I'm going to have good days. But I wanted you guys to know about that. And so I'm still moving. I'm still pushing forward. You know, um, I'm still moving. And again, so I'm still traveling down that rocky pothole road. So, and like I said, I'm going to have trouble getting over some rocks. I'm going to get stuck in a pothole, but I'm still going. And so I want you guys to know, there are going to be times where my anxiety is going to get to me, and I'm not going to feel like doing a video. I'm not going to feel like talking, and it just depends on what goes on. It can be it can be stress, something that is going on in the world. It can be a topic or something that I'll just catch wind of, and it will bring me down. And again, it's not me. It's not me. It's the anxiety. It's my mind, and something's going to happen at work. It's going to make me, not want to get out of bed the entire day. So, so again, I want people to understand, I'm still pushing forward, and I hope you guys will understand, and I hope you guys will still be there, um, even through this, even with this with me. I hope you guys will understand and will still be there. And I don't want to be a burden on anyone. Like I thought at work, I don't want to be a burden on anyone. But I hope you guys will understand and know that I'm still here, and I hope you guys are still there as well. And I am so sorry, um, and I hope that you guys are still there. We're still good. We're still coolsies, and you know, just know that you guys have helped me, knowing some of you were still there. And so I hope you guys will understand. And just know that I haven't given up. And I hope you guys don't give up on me either. Um, and so, like I said, there's going to be times where I'm going to be affected, you know. Um, but I hope you guys will understand that it's a process I'm getting through. I'm going through it, and just know that I want you guys to know that's what's going on. So if there's a week or two that goes by, I don't do a video. If there's, or a month, just know that there's probably some things that are going on that are keeping my mind in a dark place, but I will end up pulling myself out of that. Okay. Um, so I want you guys to know that. But again, I want to make this video, and I'm sorry it dragged on for so long, but I wanted you guys to know. And so thanks again for joining me. And again, I hope you guys will understand, and I hope you guys will still be there too. Hope you guys will still be there, and because I'm still here, I'm still pushing. I haven't given up yet, so please don't give up on me. I just know that I still care about you guys, and I don't ever want us to drift apart. I want us to always be close. So I hope you guys will understand, and we'll still be there, and through any storm. Um, so thanks again for joining me. I can't say hope you guys enjoyed, but I hope you understand, and hopefully put some things into perspective. And heck, if you want to vent and share your own how 2020 and 2021 affected you as well, please do so. Please do so. But again, if you do, please refrain from getting any sort of please refrain from getting into any sort of heated political debate. Okay, let's just please try to keep politics off. I want to keep politics off my channel. Okay, so just please, no politics. Okay, just okay, please. Okay, but again, thanks again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys hopefully sometime soon. And just know I'm still here, and I do understand a lot more now about mental health and emotional health. And so I'm still pushing forward. I'm still going forward. So I guess that's a good thing. But again, thanks again for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video that I do. See you guys later. God bless, and see you later.